Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Very good morning. And from day one we started, we understood how we have to, what is this Jivayatra about? We equipped ourselves, we took the necessary, lessons. We know how to drive this body, mind and intellect, isn't it? So now, after seeing that it is purified enough, polished enough, because this equipment has been running even before, not that it was not running. And it has been going to various destinations. But somewhere, this Jivatma Buddhi, Jiva, the sense of I, Ahankar, which arises in the intellect, isn't it? It's traveled a lot with the vehicle, gone places, but yet feels the sense of incompleteness, a sense of lack. And that is why wonders, I have traveled so much. I have achieved in some ways a lot of success. Some other ways, maybe I could have done better. Some ways I didn't know how to go about it. Whatever, it's been a mixed bag. But even after traveling so many kilometers, miles and miles, I haven't really arrived anywhere. So is there something like arriving somewhere, or is it just this going all the time? And if it has to be so dissatisfied, unfulfilling, why should one even engage in it? Isn't it? So that's when he wants an answer. He's seeking this answer. And that, what Acharya says, is what the Shastras give us, Vedanta Shastra. It gives us that knowledge. In fact, it contains that knowledge. So if knowing that it contains this knowledge, why not seek? We must keep faith in that. As we have seen, why it is considered the sixth sense. So it's a fact that it deals with our lives. It is about ourselves and how this idea of jiva also grows within us and shows us the way out of this, to be liberated from this. So as we begin, we also saw that all these words, there is something that what we call the literal meaning of that word. So when we read the Shastras, we understand it's not that it's spoken in a language, though these Shastras that we are reading and what Shankara has written his commentaries on are all in Sanskritam, which was the language then spoken. So he gave it in that language. And these scriptures are ancient. So having been written in Sanskrit, he has given the commentary also in Sanskrit. But now, you see, these commentaries, these works are available in a language that we understand. In you know, it's been translated. But then, what do we understand by the word? No? Also depends upon how well are we equipped, we are prepared to receive that meaning. Okay, so every word has a literal meaning, that is the vachyartha or shabdartha, and the meaning of the word is known. Then there is a what we call an indicative meaning. So it indicates something else. It speaks of the lion, but it is indicating something else. Though the word spoken is lion, so the ones who are aware and exposed to this knowledge, so there is, there is in the circle something called known as a Lions Club, and the member of the Lions Club is also known as a lion. So he is aware of this. The one who doesn't know, doesn't have that knowledge, then he wouldn't understand what is implied by lion. He'll say, why did people say the lion has come when there is really no lion around, right? So there is that knowledge is required on how to interpret the Shastras, what is implied, what is indicated there. And then there is one Gudhartha, which is a hidden meaning, that which needs to be discovered, So the Shastras speak at 3 levels. So depending upon how purified the mind is, that is who will can dive deep into the ocean and take that pearl, isn't it? It's like an ocean. It is available to everybody. It's open to everybody. But what does somebody do? They go up to the shores, they walk into the beach and say, I just like to wet my feet and come out. So this is all I want to do. Somebody else says, I would love to swim and come. So they have gone and enjoyed a good swim and come out. Then there are those who says, no. I not only want to dive, I want to dive deep down and get the hidden treasures in the ocean. Now, very few do that. See? Many people go to the beach, they want to get wet, feel the waves and come out. And most of us are this way. As long as we are attending satsangs, and then our, life is also comfortable. I'm living with my husband, my children, my wife, and the family is there, and things are being taken care of. Wow, what a blessing. For most people, that is enough. Because they've struggled, to even get there. Thinking that that is what is important, isn't it? So this much is enough. Every Saturday I go to the temple, I attend satsang. Sunday we have a nice group meeting. So we all enjoy, we have lunch together, community lunch. And we are back. And that charges us for the week, it's so beautiful. And no change in my life, no transformation. Change is happening. I have begun to ignore whatever is giving me problem. I am choosing. So even there, I am actually becoming selfish, more egocentric only, in constantly trying to hold on to something that is illusory. Just because I'm experiencing it, I want that experience to continue. On and on and on, and it's not going to continue. Okay? So I'm already feeding and I am already running in a direction where it is not. So until I have not started this inward journey, and this inward journey, it should be complete. It begins with sadhana chatushtya. Viveka, vairagyam, shama, dhamma. So with karma yoga, when we have started, if we want to go from the Shabdartha to the Lakshyartha, from the Lakshyartha to the Ghodhartha, then these are the necessary steps that we need to take, from beginning with karma and doing upasana. Why do we do that? So that all this mala, the kith and kin relatives of ahankara, no? Ahankara is this identity, constant identity with the not self, constant identity with that which is anatma, not atma. Because I don't know atma, I have connected all the time with that which is anatma. And that has given rise to competition, strife, suffering, misery, sorrow. I'm weeping, I'm crying. Ego expressions, these are. Anything is happening, I am unhappy, I'm bored, I don't want this, I want that. Instead of this, I choose that. Ahankara vritti is attached to all these things. So these things are expressions. So if you have understood karma yoga and you're doing your duty with least expectations, but doing it very well with all your commitment, dedication, surrender, and love, then this ego center seems to dissolve there itself. What is my duty as my position in life? Am I doing that, fulfilling that cheerfully? Because that needs to be done. Whatever is there, without choice, without me choosing, I like to do this instead of this. This way, when one has started fulfilling all one's duties, then upasana comes. That karma yoga removes the mala of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, but vikshepa doesn't go. Vikshepa goes, all projections of the mind, what it should be, who is more evolved, who is less evolved, who is selfish, who is selfless, all of these qualities that we are constantly working in our mind, because we are conditioned by the mind to think one way. So somebody is right, somebody is wrong. This is good, that is bad. This is needed, this is unwanted. Not only we don't have much projections, we live in projections of our own also. We want to constantly create this image in front of everyone. That's what we are working at. We don't look at our intention. So this is very important. Be watchful of the intention. From where, with what intention am I doing this? It's very important. Is it to dissolve the ego or to sustain the ego and get a good name in society, so that people look at me and say, wow, wonderful seeker, wonderful karma yogi, this one. And I am feeling very good about it. Then you're still not. That is why Bhagavan Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, the one who doesn't grieve, who's a true devotee? He must have samatva buddhi. Come goodness or come whatever is that he is experiencing through the senses and the mind. He must hold a samatva buddhi, a sense of balance. So he cannot be grieving in sorrow. He cannot allow himself to be in misery, nor must he rejoice when things are going good. I don't want to show outside because, I must learn to control, but within I am rejoicing. Because I want this field of experience. Then this vikshepa has still not gone. So upasana is prescribed. And once karma and upasana have been done well, samyak, then this ignorant mind is now prepared. So understand, the mind is still ignorant only. Jnanam has not yet come. For most people, they hear that you are Atman, that knowledge is spoken in a language in which we all understand. So they say, yes, I have understood. I have understood that very well, but certain experiences are still bothering me. How did you understand that then? Because Atman cannot be bothered about anything. How can you say, I have understood, and still be bothered about your neighbor or your husband or your wife? So, just the Shabdarthas are being understood, not in its essence. So, this ignorant mind is now prepared. Previously, it was unprepared ignorant mind. Now it is prepared ignorant mind, which will now get into Jnanam. Now, then, approach of the Vedanta Shastra truly. See, before also I might be listening. People say, I have heard this Upanishad, I have heard that Upanishad. But in their body language, in their speech, in their thinking, that Upanishad is not reflecting. Usually, if you go to a guru, Vedanta guru, you're seated and he asks you, where have you come from? What are you doing? Okay, have you read any scriptures? Yes, I'm studying this, I'm studying that. I have done the Gita, I have just now finished Mandukya Upanishad. And he will not ask you anything from the Shastras. Just generally, he will be talking very common things. From that, he will recognize how much of that Mandukya has gone into you. So this is the level that she has heard. So that Shabdartha has gone into, Shabda has gone into the ears. That from the ears, it hasn't traveled into the intellect, the thought, subtle, and the transformation within has not happened. Like, one lady went to Swami Jnanananda Gurudev. I have attended, he used to keep conducting Gita Jnana Yajnas. So this weekly yajnas he would do, he would pick up every evening, and this would be at different places, wherever he was invited, So he had students in different places. So they would listen to him. They will say, why don't you come to Hyderabad? Why don't you come to Chennai? Why don't you come to Delhi? And we will gather a few students here and we will have this, you teach us something. So he would travel. From Mumbai, he would go. And he would go to Chennai or wherever, and there will be again a group of students who he would conduct this yajna very often. Constantly he will be traveling this way, so that he meets more people and he is able to give of this knowledge. So there was one lady who said, Gurudev, I have attended all your 18 chapters. One day he was doing the 18th chapter in some place, and she would travel whenever she knew that Gurudev's lecture was there. That time no online classes, so one had to travel. So she traveled and went, and she said, all the 18 lectures of Gita I went through, with you, Gurudev, and she prostrated in front of him. Then he said, that's very good, appreciate. Now let us see that 18 chapters of Gita go into you. You went through Gita, let Gita go through you. Meaning that transformation of having studied the Shastras has to be there, it has to be seen. If it is not seen, Viparita Bhava, something else has happened. So that is what, there is this thing that Acharya talks about in this 7th verse. He says, Jnana sadhanani. What is this Jnana sadhana? This unprepared, ignorant mind has become prepared now. It is ready to do justice to this Jnana. So even if you have been listening to all these Shastras, but if you were not prepared, then you haven't really heard it. You must say, yes, it was spoken of, the essence of which I haven't got. So now prepare yourself, and one must be ready to receive this. So we shall see what Acharya says here in the 7th verse. Karmopasanato vishuddhardayas tattvartha samsiddhaye swacharyam paricharya shastra vidhina tasmacha vidyam param shrutva samshayanuttaye cha mananam sthane nididhyasanam Abhyasya kramashah samadhi nilaya prapnotu shantim dhruvam. Says, now this mind is ready for what? Avrana nivritti. Okay, mala nivritti happened, then vikshepa nivritti happened. That is, all projections have gone now. There is no more projections. I am ready to see that, oh, this ahankar keeps on projecting something where, there is this very famous example of Vedanta Shastra. What is that? That is the Rajju Sarpa, the rope and the snake. So I see something. It is the rope actually, but the way it is, and because of certain factors, it is dark light, and the rope is lying in a zigzag manner, around 5 feet long. What do I think in the dark? Oh, that's a snake. So I see a snake. Okay. And that fills me with fear. I am wondering, how am I to get rid of the snake? What all should I do? How should I take precautions? Everything. Okay. And then it is revealed to me. There is somebody who comes and says, listen, because he enlightens me with, he throws a torch on it and says, look, that's a rope. You have mistakenly thought it to be a snake. And then you see the rope. Aha. That moment, what was your projection? That this is a snake, where there was always a rope. So there was a rope. Even when you thought it was a snake, it was a rope alone. Now you say, snake has gone. Actually, that snake was never there. So what has happened? The truth has simply revealed itself. The rope has not come where the snake was. Rope only was there, but you have come to see. Because snake vision went, rope vision just came up on its own. You didn't have to do anything to it, isn't it? So what was not the truth, you have been removing. Vikshepa has gone. What happens now? This avarana, who is going to do that avaranam? This jnanam is going to do that. To tell you that, hey, listen, that's not the snake. Look at it, So that has to happen. And for that, we need the Shastras, isn't it? So now the Shastras are there. Even yesterday, there was this topic that came up. And there was this lady. There are many people who think that they can do self-study. I pick up the Shastras and start reading for myself. Understand one thing, cannot be done. Like we have already seen, what I will understand of that word will be according to the limited understanding of my mind only, that I will know the word. I will never have it reveal something else to me. That has to be revealed to me, isn't it? So for that, I need a guru who can interpret and lead me. Who is that guru? Who has also heard this way from gurus who are established in that knowledge, who have seen the light, who know that it is a rope and it is not a snake, and how to be able to allow that avaranam to be removed. So therefore, you need a guru who is Shrotriya Brahmanishtha, meaning he has heard this from his guru. Bhagavan Krishna also quotes from the Kathopanishad and the Mandukya Upanishad in the Bhagavad Gita itself. You will know those verses. If you have read these Upanishads, you will say, yes, this is picked up from there. And he tells Arjuna, it is not about you alone, Arjuna. Look at what I am saying this way and see, there are many mumukshus before you who have attained to the state this way. So which means what? Even before Krishna and Arjuna's Bhagavad Gita happened, it was spoken of in this way. So there is a parampara to it. There is a way how, with that understanding of where the jiva can go, in what all ways the jiva can think, this guru has walked the path, heard from his guru, and is today established in that. To find such a guru is definitely a blessing. And understand, whatever purusharth you do now may not get you a good guru. So you will do a Google search you know, which guru is good. How? Because there are many .coms today who rate gurus also, you know, guru.com or something. There are many. Students are called upon to rate and give stars or whatever. So it's all fun, okay? Just remain amused. Never ever take it seriously, because you will be totally misled. If you are going to be guided with our own limited understanding, we think that a guru should look this way, should behave this way, huh? Must have a sprawling ashram with thousands of, you know, we have our own ideas. We begin there. And we say, this guru has so many lakhs of followers. People can't be, so many cannot be fooled at a time, no? So there must be some truth. So I go by security in numbers, you know? So our own limited understanding only will guide us to a guru, and we may finally be wrong. So this is the part we need to play. We must become ready mumukshus, disciples. Prepare our ignorant mind and pray, because to find the right guru, we must have enough punya karma, phala, trending, you know, that is in, we have done good and purified the mind of this ego. Dissolution is happening. We are not working from the ego center. More and more we act this way, we are ready, and wherever there is a demand, the supply is there. Universe gives you. So your prayers will be answered. You will get the right guru, and you will understand this guru is not one person. He is not this form. Guru is that tattvam, that truth itself in the form of the Vedas, which is being interpreted, and that thought form, it is a wavelength that you connect to. Okay, so nowhere in the Shastras, when Arjuna asks Sri Krishna also, you know, about this Sthita Prajna, who is rooted in this conviction that he is Atman, how does he walk, how does he talk? And nowhere is Veshabhusha ever mentioned in the Shastras, that he will be, or he or she will be in this form, they will be wearing this color clothes, they will be wearing Rudrakshamala, they will be in jata. Nothing has been mentioned. Whether they will be bald or with long hair, with a beard or no beard, none of that has been mentioned. What has been mentioned is their inner state. They have no ego expression. So there is no personality only there. So how can we attribute any personality qualities to that? They have recognized their self and abiding in that state of consciousness, which has no qualities to it. So whatever is attributed to the guru, it is collectively by the students who attribute something that the guru also knows. So such a guru, he is the one who, when he speaks, then we must be ready to receive the Shastras, that truth that the Shastras speak of this way. So understand, tune into this Guru Tattvam. That's important. So Guru is not one person here. So when you, the very meaning of Upanishad is that going, making yourself approach, and approach rightly the Guru. The right approach, the right attitude should be there of surrender, of receiving that Guru Tattvam from the Guru, not for anything else. With necessary purification. Then that Guru is like the sun. He is equally falling upon everything, illumining everything that comes, because that is his nature, that he has to constantly illumine. Now, how we go, like Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi also says, you know, how, with what attitude you go to the ocean. You want water from the ocean. How do you go? You go to the river, beautiful flowing river, fresh water. You go with a small cup, you get that much. You go with a bucket, you get that much. So how ready and how empty you are to fill in. You have to free yourself, become hollow of that ego, so that you can be filled with Guru Tattva. So your approach to the Guru is very important. The Guru is not interested in anything else. We are doing this because there is a certain attunement. We say, no, that this attunement has to happen because I have to tune into that wavelength of my Guru, so that I'm receiving the Shastras as it needs to be received. I should not be projecting my own ideas on those words. So I'm receiving as is. And with that, there has to be transformation here. I'm looking at that, right? So therefore, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Listening to the Guru now, tuning in with the Guru. And with no more projections. The I content, the not I, that is, the ego content, dissolving more and more. Just being ready, alert, and available to be doing what the Guru says. I have, quoted this one story of that Guru. I repeat it very often because understand something. Some of these examples are so deep. For one who is listening to it for the first time, understands one way. After many, a lot of Shravanam, listening, the same story when repeated, one understands it in a better way, in a deeper way. So there is this teacher who has a student who is a carpenter. So he tells the student, and all the students are waiting. They are, in one village. So he says, they are traveling with the Guru. So he tells, I want a dais put up. This evening we will have a satsang. So the carpenter student gets ready to put it up. Okay? And he puts it up. By evening approaches, Guru says, hey, listen, student, we are not having any satsang today. Bring down the dais. So he says, as you say, master. He removes all the wooden planks, removes the dais, keeps it. Next day, he says, today we will have in the evening. So the Shishya says, very good, I'll put it up. So he puts it up. Again, by evening approaches, Shishya, come here. Today we won't be having any satsang. Remove the dais. So he says, Jaisi Agnya, as you say. So he removes. Third day, same thing happens. This is going on now. Fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, Guru is not doing any satsang in the evening, but only telling this fellow to put it up and bring it down. Put it up and bring it down. Now what has happened is, see, always there are students also around, They are also watching, giving their own, they have their own projections. So some say, what is happening? This poor fellow is suffering. The Guru is torturing him this way. Look at him. So they go to him and they say, listen, you put it up today and let it just be there. Don't remove it. When Guru says remove it, don't remove it. Let it be there. Whenever he has to do satsang, he can do. No, you don't go on putting and removing, putting and removing. Why you're doing this? You should also apply your sense. Now that student is not bothered at all about doing this. For him, it's not a problem. He's doing it. Then there is two students who are watching this. You should not be doing like this because we want to give others also our jnana. Not that we have become jnanis ourselves, but we think the other is doing something stupid. Okay. Then after a point, he says, no, it's okay. Guru has told me this, I'm going to do this. So he continues. Like the 17 days have gone. Imagine. By now, if it was anybody else, what ideas would have come into the mind? Why is Guru after me only? Isn't it? You think it is so easy? putting up this and removing it, putting it up, removing it. So much work goes in. Does the guru know what he is doing? Why can't the guru make up his mind when a satsang? Isn't it? Many of us have this only about our gurus. One lady has come to an ashram and she is saying, so that she was told, yes, because she has come to do some self-study, wants to remain in the ashram, learn from the teacher, Acharya, who is there also. So she says, so Acharya says, yes, while you are here, listen, there is a certain decorum and there is a code you have to follow. You be in white and there are some timings. This is the food you will be getting to eat. Okay? And she has stayed there for a couple of days, already getting very, suffocated, according to her. So she's been talking to another lady saying, listen, if you're planning to come here, don't do this. Because our Atman is free, freedom is the nature of our Atman. So why should we be bound with being in white? And let me tell you, I know food is not important to you, but imagine every day you have only idli in the morning, you have only sambar chawal in the evening. It is so boring. Let me tell you, I don't think we need to go through such kind of discipline. And she has given advice to the other one. That one has also agreed, yes, Atman is of the nature of freedom. Why should I go through this? So they are here coming to me. Another guru you will immediately go to because one guru is not suitable to your thinking. Should we do this? I said, you should go through. What you want, everything according to your own manmani you want to do. Buddhimani is not there. I want to eat what I want to eat, and then you are not controlling your mind then. What about the mind? Where is the control going to come? So many of us are thinking we can get away with this because we have heard Atman is freedom. We are going as per the mind. The mind is not going to take you to Atman, understand? Without some kind of sacrifice, without some kind of discipline, there is no way you are going to reach there. This has to be told. Then where is the question of surrender to the guru when the guru has said this? So all the students are now agitated that this guru is doing too much only for the student. They go to him and they say, what is this guru? Can't you make up your mind? The guru says, no, I know exactly what I'm doing. Call that man, call that student, is he agitated? The student goes, he says, student, are you agitated with me? He says, no, absolutely not. I'm perfectly okay. I'm in the moment. I have never brought yesterday to today, today to tomorrow. So you see what that purification has brought about. He is not even connecting. I did all this for the past 5 days. I've been doing this. Where is that I? That ego has dissolved. Everything is happening right now. Here, right now, my guru has said this. This is what is done. Finished. There is no accumulating. I did this, so I was told like this. But the others have not yet got it. He has not even allowed the others to influence him. He is so tuned into that guru. This was a lesson for the others and not for the student. So you see, you never know what a guru is doing. Between that one who is tuned in, that tuning in has happened between guru and shishya, then that is when the shishya has truly become the disciple of that guru. They are one now, they are not different. This one must understand. With that, all ahankara is gone. Ahankara nivritti brings about what? Dhyana phalam. That is the end. When the upasana makes you ready and then you listen to the guru, the gurus, the Upanishads that you hear from the guru, the sutras that you get from the guru, you have clearly gone within, removed the ego and its traces. You have come to recognize this is the phalam, which he speaks of in the 8th verse. What is he saying? Let us see. Here, Brahmajñopi savāsanakṣayamano nāśau vidhāya kramat Swatmarama paro nisham sukhagano muktas sajivannapi prarabdhe kshapite cha deha vilaye Muktim videham gataha Satchit saukyamaye Hyupadirahite Manjatva pare pare. I think I changed the tune of the words, but it is okay. What we get is, if we have thus attuned ourselves to the Guru and working towards the destination. Destination is Nityananda. Nityananda is because of moksha, moksha from our own conditioning, our own thinking, our own mind, which and the ahankar that arises in that, which begins to project. This ego dissolution happens. Not sitting with the Guru and chatting. You know, the Guru will, in a lot of ways, because the Guru is compassion, he is unconditional love, he simply expresses from there. He may appear to whoever wants to take him as a friend, as a sakha, as a mother. You see him as a father, you see him as a son, as a child, whatever, depending on our own age, you know, and the Guru's age, the relationship. He will allow for all of that to happen. Yet, if you get lost in that relationship, then the truth is still deluding you. You must seek the Guru so that you begin to seek this truth. You attune to this truth. This must be very clear. You know, after a point when we have had my own mentors, acharyas were there. They were very friendly. They were such friends. Anything happened, I would want to go and tell them only first thing. But I know while they are my best of friends, I draw a line. Because this Guru Tattvam I should not miss out. The truth, I must keep my goal in mind until I am not started settling in it. Don't become very happy that I'm very friendly with this Guru. Then that relationship I am enjoying, you know, then that jnanam is not yet complete. Understand? A lot of people are happy with this. You must complete it for yourself, that you are rested in that same truth. So now what happens is, even though one has come to see, the student has also attained the same state of the Guru, he still in Vyavahara maintains that respect, that attitude with the Guru. He never walks, you know, together, though they are in the same state of consciousness. Having attained, you can attain this state in this body here and now. Okay? Staying there, having listened to the Guru, walked on the path that the Guru has said, corrections wherever needed as per what the Guru has said. Having done that, constantly keeping, I am that consciousness, I am that Atman, and giving up this entire notion of this ego center. In that alone one comes to rest. So this Nididhyasanam is about internalizing this knowledge. So you have internalized it in such a way that there is great transformation. You now no longer express from the ego center, but you are expressing as consciousness in that state. Okay, so that is a transformation that is required. This teaching has to transform you. So you see that ahamkara which arises completely is dissolved now. Okay, now in this, even for that jnani who has attained that state, the world in Vyavahara, and Vyavahara remains, because the world, you know, nothing needs to be done about that. It is there. There are many more people who come. When he comes, you know, there are people who say, yes, yes, I have understood that. Now I have that knowledge, you know, thank God. When they have just started with Tattvabodha itself, they declare that about themselves. And they say, Guru, I have understood that. That is the knowledge I always wanted. I got it. But how do I deal with these family members? How do I deal with my boss? How do I deal with my relatives? Then what have you understood? Huh? This superficial intellectual understanding that I am consciousness is only Shabdartha. It has not transformed. The transformation is there should be no confusion at all. There should only be clarity. And you are just going to, there is no expression. It is just going to happen. There is going to be no ego there, which is bothered about vyavahara, which is worried about anything. There is no anxiety. There is no sorrow. That Atman doesn't know any of these things. It is formless. It is Ananda Swarupa. How can it be Ananda when it is constantly dealing with how do I work with others? So this understanding has to be deep and internalized. One has to own it up. After that clarity, you know, when you recognize it, you know it, you are free now. When there is complete, this, what is this phalam? That there is clarity. There are answers now. There are no questions. All questions have dissolved. In fact, if somebody comes with a question, you know the answer also. You may choose to say it or not say it, but you understand from where it is coming. So you have all the answers. You have, for totally you're fulfilled. You're feeling complete. At no point of time does this clarity leave you. Does this completeness leave you. There is never a time that you feel, I wish this was there instead of this. Within you, you are fulfilled, complete. You have attained to that Purnatva. No more sorrow can touch you. You're not jumping with joy and all that, but you know the state of equilibrium that is there, the silence that is there is heard very clearly. No ruffling. In expression, you may choose to correct. There is some ruffle that is happening. And you can go on correcting, doesn't matter. But you yourself are unperturbed, untouched by what is happening in Vyavahara. Not at the wave level. Why should the ocean be bothered what is happening at the wave? Isn't it? It is itself rising and falling. So it doesn't see that as anything different. This is the state one comes to. And if after hearing, being with the Guru, yet this is not gone, you have heard. So the Guru doesn't say, okay, start again from Karma Yoga, but instead he knows which of the scriptures one has to read. Very often he will say, go back to the Tattva Bodha, go back to Sadhana Panchakam. Why? Sadhana Chatushtaya is not complete. Vivekam, Vairagyam, Shama, Dama, Adi, these the Shat Sampatti that you had to acquire this wealth. Patience, Shraddha, Sahishnutvam, you have to have forbearance with you. Then you have to have the Samatva Buddhi, Samadhanam, content with what is at any given point of time. If all of this is not come about, Viveka Buddhi is not there. So he will prescribe, he will say, yes, for this alone, Vasanakshaya Manonasha Abhyas is given. So the Guru will say, go back, start listening to these lectures, attend these classes, read these scriptures, understand these words again, do some contemplation. He will put you with some students who are studying. Again, do mananam with them. Not to prove to them that you have been studying for 10 years, you know better than them. In fact, newly also people who come, that this is another pitfall. You must be with the Guru and understand with the Guru. Do not get carried away by what the other students are talking about. They may have been there for 10 years, but we may get waylaid because we also went through that. When we were in the ashram, there will be some people who will say we are doing seva in the ashram for this Guru for 15 years. You automatically think that person is very evolved. This is another projection we fall. It's a pitfall, Gurudev used to say, I walk with my walking stick. Huh? Do you think the walking stick, it stayed with me for 20 years, that the walking stick has got enlightenment? It is jada vastu. So what is jadam? Even if you are with the guru for 20 years, may not have seen enlightenment. Somebody who was really evolved, prepared, ready, may have attained it also. So don't fall for this. Be tuned in with the guru. Listen to what others have to say, but seek the truth, seek the guru tattvam in wherever you are. Do not, so these students will be there. Oh, you are a very, very senior student. You should know better. So we will listen to you. And this student has started, actually, guru has told, go back to Tattva Bodha class because you have not understood. And this person is saying, I'm here in this class to guide you. Then what will you do? One blind man leading the other blind also. So this doesn't work, So one has to be careful. You be with the guru, incline. The guru will tell each student at that point of time, student needs that he looks at it as cleansing process for himself. If he's still bothered about what others are saying, what will anybody else think, then he is still in that level of projections. So one should stop these projections on others, stop calling others evolved or not evolved. Who are we to guess, judge? Are we bothered about where we are in our path of evolution? Keep to that alone. Do not call anybody because you are adding to that person's ignorance, understand, when you're wrongly attributing certain qualities to them. No? So this person has been with Guru for 20 years. What has he understood? Don't ask that. That's not your problem. You are here and what have you understood? People make these sweeping statements about other students too. Or they make the other kind of statement is, you have been there for 10 years, you are great, you are evolved. Both of which may be wrong. These are projections of your own mind. So stop that first. Understand where you are and where you are going is important. This is the Jivayatra. So, one has to read the 16th chapter again and again if one is not understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan talks of Asuri Sampatti and Daivika Sampatti, totally focused on. I have to be focused on the Daivi Sampatti so that the Asuri Sampatti is simply leaves without any trace. When I practice this way, what I have heard from the Shastras, clarity is the phalam. That is the Jnana phalam, complete clarity in which I am rested in myself. Now this is my true self. As consciousness, as Ananda Swarupa, as Chaitanya Swarupa, as one Nirguna Swarupa, without any attributes. So I am not connected with any particular, I'm not identified at all. I am like that space. I allow for everything to rest in me without being connected to anything and remaining untouched of everything. This is my true nature. This is the final thing that I have to come to. I am allowing. I cannot be identified with this or that. While I am connected to all that because I allow for all of that to remain in me, I am untouched, I am unstained by these, undisturbed by everything that is happening in Vyavahara. If I have come to that stage, then truly settled. That means I have come to that destination. So this Jiva Yatra is complete. After which, there is no more Yatra, there is no destination, nothing. Whatever is happening, simply happening through you. Now you are not doing anything. There is nothing to be gained, nothing to be done. Events happen, deeds get done. That individual I who was seeking and now who has attained is no longer there. Okay, so this ego sense has completely vanished. Ego sense, which was born in ignorance, is enlightened now. In its enlightenment, all ignorance has gone. Now there is only clarity remaining. That self is simply illumining. So that is the finale. When this happens, we will read the last verse of this Jivayatra of this text. Ittam veda vachobhiriva niyate marge vayam yatrika dharmakye cha sanatane kritapada varnashramacharinah gacchamakramasascha moksha padavim anandarupam yata shraddha bhakti matastatha drutiyutan asman vedadhyat guru. Basically the final finale, stuti of this knowledge, how it is to be absorbed in every stage of life, from birth to the recognition of who you are. So you see, the Jivayatra is very different. We think the child is born, so has to go through various stages. What is our stage? In ignorance that we know. He has to go through schooling, then has to be prepared to earn a living for himself. Then he goes, gets a job. He has to settle with a family, with children, build a house, rear the children, and make them healthy, teach them whatever has to be taught so that they survive in this world and go on. In the meantime, when we get time, we will attend satsang also. That is our yatra, our idea of yatra. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says that yatra is already taken care of because prarabdha has brought you here and that has to unfold. Don't worry about that. From the time we are born, we should have the knowledge of this Shastra. If this is there, luckily I would say, it is not luck actually. If you have worked upon on this path, emphasis on the evolution of the jiva, to come to recognize the state about himself. Understand, this is not some divine state. This is the culmination of the human birth. Until we have not attained this state, we will keep coming back, taking another body, because the body is what you leave at the time of death. What you go is with your karmas, with your samskaras. The subtle body which has this all this happened to me in this lifetime because I didn't have this, I didn't have that, I want to experience this. This thought forms has energy in it, which keeps moving. It takes another body, whichever is conducive, born in a different set of experiences so that you can go through those experiences. This continuously happens. So you're born into a body, you go through certain experiences, you collect certain vasanas for yourself. Again, you leave that body, you take up another body. This way you go on. Where is the end to it? When living in that body, you have come to recognize the truth of who you are. This coming and going is about the ego. And all this coming and going starts because of the ego, which is born in ignorance, avidya. When there is knowledge, self-knowledge, knowledge that has been internalized and absorbed, and recognize that there is no ego self. Ahankar is mithya. And mithya's prarabdha is what? It is another mithya prarabdha only. There is no. So for this jnani, there is no more prarabdha. He goes through because the body has come. Body has manifested itself. He doesn't even care. According to the jnani, there is no prarabdha also, because he is now consciousness state. This prarabdha belongs to the ahankar. All his karmas. What are these karmas? Karmas have created certain impressions, vasanas, deep impressions within us, which we have accumulated as ahankar, as the ego. And this is what is fully dissolved now. So this jnani has no sanchita karma, no agami karma. What is sanchita karma? Whatever he has taken from his past lives, there is no ego center now. Whom will it apply to? Huh? Like this criminal who is in jail. He was put in jail for 7 years, and at the end of second year, he leaves the body, he passes away, he dies. Now there is a balance of 5 years that is he should experience, jail experience. He has to go through. Who can give it to him? Nobody can give it to him. It will be written off and that file will be closed. Why? There is no person who can go through that experience, right? So that way, the Sanchita karma is just dried up because there is no individual person here who can go through. So that prarabdha, all the karmas are also washed away. No more karma can bind this jnani. His actions are not bound by any karma now. So he is totally free as he is in this body, living in this body. This is, so if this is the yatra I had to take, that as a human being I've been born, I need to recognize this. If I only knew that, what a wonderful way it would be. So we must allow for this shastras, you know, in the Vedic times, in the olden times, we had large families also, isn't it? So, you know, in very many families, even today, in very many families, it is practiced when the husband and wife have children, you know, they decide to have so many children. Out of that, at least one they decide to give away for such studies, so that this link is also continuing. They will offer to the guru. There are many instances where the gurus, the acharyas, the sannyasis would go to that family and say, give me the son of yours, because he is ready material to keep up this. It's a very, very important link to keep up the shastras alive, to keep up the speech of this, to guide people to get connected to the shastras. So as a student in the brahmacharya ashram, the grahastha ashram, these are ashramas prescribed. As you are going through life, you know, earning for yourself, conducting your life, you must also have listened to these shastras. Because at any point of time, you know, at every point of time, you are evolving towards that true goal and not this goal, you know. You see any animal, plant does this in its lifetime, isn't it? When you exist only as, okay, to survive myself, to settle with a husband, children, give birth to your kind, every animal does it. What is so different between the human being and all animals? Tell me. They are also procuring for themselves. They build a nest, they give birth to their own kind. This we are all doing. And then they have to grow and they have to, what is the purpose of this human birth? One must begin to think. Is this all there is to it? And how long am I going to keep coming this way? So the culmination is this, that we come to recognize who we truly are. And that is possible in the human birth alone. In the various stages of our life, we must be connected to seeking this truth. You know, it is so beautiful when a class like this happens also. Because somewhere, this link that has been given to us, told to us, we are keeping it alive, isn't it? So we may be at various stages of evolving and knowing that truth, but at least we are keeping it alive when we are hearing this. We know of it, so we know the importance and value of it. We will encourage others also to follow suit, isn't it? So this is a beautiful thing. This link needs to be kept up at all the time. You know, one should not forget this. This should be the background. Yes, while I'm going through all the different avasthas in my waking, dream, sleep, all through my ashramas, from brahmacharya to grahastha to vanaprastha to sannyasa, what is the goal? Me settling into abiding in that truth of who I am. This is the truth of who I am, isn't it? That I am Chaitanya Swarupa. I am Nirguna Swarupa. I am Ananda Swarupa. So I am the one who's illumining everything. I am consciousness by nature, not what is projected on consciousness. All the projections gone, the avaranam is gone, the self is totally revealed now, and I rest in that self. So our Jivayatra, some of us have started, some of us are beginning now. Okay, various stages we are in. We know the goal. Clarity has to be there, sense of completeness, fulfillment, happiness. So when we are there, and it is constant, it is not changing, it is not dependent on anything else. That is the stage. That I have arrived, I have recognized, I have owned it, I am abiding in that. Now I begin to express from there. Through the body, through the intellect, let consciousness express. Not this ego-centered, which was projection on the consciousness. So that is the Jivayatra. That is the internalizing of the Shastras to arrive at this destination. When we have sought and arrived here, we are truly free of all our karmas, all our past. There is no past, there is no future. You come to that state which is eternal. Because it is eternal, what does that mean? Time does not apply to it. Time is born in it. It is preceding everything. Space cannot touch it. It allows for space to exist in it. This understanding, when it is complete, you have arrived. And that is the end. Okay? After which, there is nowhere you can go, nothing to do. You are rested in that. So may we all soon come to recognize this. Recognition is needed. Let us remove all the mala, all the vikshepa that is coming in the way with single pointed focus on the destination. Let us soon come to recognize this. Let the blessings of Guru and Ishvara be with us on this journey. Let us remain focused and single pointed and complete this yatra very soon. So Gurudev's blessings be with all of us. And it was wonderful going through this yatra. You know, these 5 days, too short actually. So much can be spoken about these 9 verses, you know. But yes, we have to keep listening, we have to keep walking, we have to keep doing, isn't it? Until we are totally settled in this. And once we are settled, it's so wonderful to even listen to this again. So we shall keep continuing on our yatra. We shall meet soon, whenever next we have to meet, with Guru's grace, with, you know, gratitude to Swami Jnanananda Bharati, who gave us such a wonderful text. With his blessings and grace, we have, you know, attempted to discuss this. So we conclude today's session and this Jivayatra session here. All the very best to each one of you. And we shall meet soon. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.